Now coming to the imperfections or the defects in solids, we can say that. What is the defects in solids? What is the imperfections in solids? Alright, actually I will teach you the part which I have left. Later on I will teach you. So I have taken this one because I have to tell you this particular one more about it. So imperfections or defects means what? What do you mean by that? Any departure from perfectly ordered arrangement of the constituent particles is called imperfections or defects in a particular crystal. Any departure, that is any change, departure from any change from perfectly ordered arrangement. What are the arrangement of solids? We have seen it. That is the last class I said it. There are 7 types of lattices are there. What is that? There is cuboid, cubical, rhombohedral, monoclinic, triclinic, hexagonal. In this way I have told you. Clear? These are the different types of, that is lattices are there. The different types of unit cells are there. In different types of lattices, the different types of unit cell, you have seen it is that the parameters of the unit cell, that's the length, breadth and height, and the angle of the unit cell, that is alpha, beta and gamma, it differs from one solid to another solid, which makes the 7 crystal solids different from one another. We can say that. Which makes the 7 crystalline solids different from one another. You can see the figure in your book also. Clear? So here, when the arrangement of the solids, alright, differs, alright, when the constituent particles of the solid, when there is a perfectly ordered arrangement is there, but any changes is taking place from that particular order. So what happens is that the nature, the crystalline structure of the solid changes, and that particular solid is said to be in defect, or that particular solid is said to be as imperfection solid. We can say that. That is called as defects or imperfections. Got it? It's known as, what do you mean by defects or imperfections? Again I repeat the definition. Any departure, any change from perfectly ordered arrangement of a crystalline substance. Alright. So how the ordered arrangement will change? When the what you can say, the position of the constituent particles is going to change. When the nature of the constituent particles is going to change. When something is added from outside or something is missing from the constituent particles. Anything can happen. Alright, we will be studying now in the defects. So that particular type of solid is known as defects in solids. Or we can say that there is some imperfections in solids. Got it now? Now, defects or imperfections is of 2 types. Basically, defects is of 2 types. What are those? One is your point defect. One is your point defect. Another is your line defect. We can say that. Line defect. From the name itself, we can say that. What is point defect and line defect? Point defect means when the deviations or irregularities from the ideal arrangement around at a point of an atom. Around at a point, when there is a deviations, when there is some irregularities, only it is found at a particular point of an atom. Got it? In a crystalline substance, the defect is called point defect. Only at a particular point of an atom, mind it. When the deviations is there, irregularities is there, and some changes is there, got it, which exists in a particular solid, only at a particular point it is being found. It is known as point defect. But if these deviations is there in the entire row of lattice points, in the entire row of the lattice points, if the deviations exist, if the irregularities exist in the entire row of the lattice points, throughout the lattice points, then what is that defect is called as line defect. That is known as a line defect. Now we do not know much about the line defect, but we know much about the point defect. We can say that. So we will be studying, basically our studies will be concerned on the point defect only. The point defect is stoichiometric defect. Next, non-stoichiometric defect. Non-stoichiometric defect. And the last is your nothing but impurity defect. Impurity defect. We can say that. The last is your impurity defect. The last is impurity defect, we can say. Got it? Stoichiometric defect, non-stoichiometric defect, and the last is your impurity defect. We can say that. Clear? In this way, these are the 3 different kinds of defects we are having under the point defect, we can say. Now, stoichiometric defect means if imperfections in the crystal are such that the ratio between the cations and anions remains the same as represented by the molecular formula. Got it? The imperfections will be there, but the ratio of cations and anions which was there before the defect, after the defect also the ratio of cations and anions remains the same, but imperfections is there, but defects is there. That means the stoichiometry of the substance is not changed. I mean the shape, size of the substance is not changed. Got it? That is, the stoichiometry of the solid is not disturbed. The defect is known as what? Stoichiometric defect. Got it my point? That is, imperfections in the crystal is such that the ratio of the cations and anions, let us say the ratio was 1:1. After the defect also the ratio is same 1:1. Of what? Between the cations and anions, between the atoms in the what you can say in the given substance, in the given solid. The stoichiometry does not change, but the defect is there. Then what that defect is called? It is said to be as stoichiometry, or what you can say, it is called a stoichiometric defect. Now, stoichiometric defect is again what you can say is of two types. It is found in ionic solids and another is found in non-ionic solids. One is ionic, another is non-ionic solids. In non-ionic solids, we are having the vacancy defect and the interstitial defect. What I said? Stoichiometric defect is of two types again. Two types. We can say that ionic solids and non-ionic solids. We can say that. For the time being, I am rubbing it this one. For the time being, I am rubbing it. That is, let me write it a little bit bigger so that it will be visible to you. We can say that is nothing but ionic solids, the first one, and the second one is non-ionic solid. In ionic solid, again we are having two types. In ionic solid, again we are having, what is that? The first one is Schottky defect. We can say that. One is your Schottky defect, S-C-H-O-T-T-K-Y. Alright, S-C-H-O-T-T-K-Y, Schottky defect. And the second one is your Frenkel defect. Frenkel, F-R-E-N-K-E-L, Frenkel defect. In the non-ionic solids, we are having two types. One is your vacancy defect and the second one is interstitial defect. Interstitial defect, we can say that. So first we will take the non-ionic solid. The vacancy defect. Vacancy. When in a crystalline substance, some of the lattice sites are vacant. Vacancy means when some of the lattice sites are vacant, the crystal is said to have vacancy defect. Lattice sites means, suppose we are having this particular crystalline solids, let us say, look here, we are having a particular crystalline solid. This is a non-ionic solid, we can say that it is being there. Okay, this is a non-ionic solid, we can say it is there. Now here what we find is that, let us say X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, X in this way. The atoms which are there, or it may be similar atoms or dissimilar atoms. For that reason I have written X, Y. Let us say one of the atoms is missing from the lattice site. This is your lattice site. Or here another atoms is missing from the lattice site. Alright, that is called vacancy. This is known as the vacancy defect. Alright, when the atoms are missing from the lattice sites. Clear? I said you already, when in a crystalline solid, some of the lattice sites are vacant. The crystal is said to have vacancy defect. Now the question will come, why it will show vacancy? Why the atoms will be missing from this lattice site here? Why it will be missing? Due to heating. When we will be heating that particular solid, what will happen is that it is going to absorb the heat, the atom, and hence it gets excited, due to which it leaves the solid. And when it leaves the solid, the atoms, what you can say, are missing from the lattice site. So basically, this type of defect is also called as thermodynamic defect, which is known as, or it is also known as intrinsic defect. Remember the names. Thermodynamic defect or intrinsic defect, because how the defect is created? By heating the solid, by heating a crystalline substance or heating a substance, if the atoms are missing from the lattice site. Alright, if the atoms are missing from the lattice site, as you can see, the atoms are missing from the lattice site. then the defect is known as your what you can say, vacancy defect. The vacancy is created, a hole is created. Vacancy is also otherwise known as hole, remember it, H-O-L-E, hole. Clear? Okay, we will call it as hole also sometimes. So in this way, due to heating, this defect is being caused. So hence it is called as intrinsic defect or thermodynamic defect. How it is being caused? I said when you are heating this particular solid. Now it is not taking place in all solids. No, not at all. It depends from solid to solid. So in this particular kind of solid, the intermolecular force of attraction is weak. So some of the atoms, they gain energy, they get so excited that they cannot remain in the solid. So they leave the surface of the solid. When they leave the surface of the solid, a vacancy or a hole is created. That is known as a vacancy defect. I think it's clear now. Now next is your interstitial defect. Interstitial defect. Now suppose here you can see X is there and Y is there. Okay. Now suppose on heating a particular substance, when the atoms is missing from the lattice side, but it does not leave the solid, it occupies the vacant space here or interstitial space here. This is known as interstitial space. The vacant space is otherwise also called as interstitial sites or interstitial spaces. Remember it, this word, these are the technical word, remember it. So it is missing, of course missing from the vacant lattice side, but it is not leaving the solid. It is occupying the vacant space in between the atoms which is created, the space which is created, because when the atoms, see, when the atoms are arranged, so this a hole is created here, you can see a hole is created in between. So that is called as a hole or vacant site, we can say that, or voids we can call it as, or interstitial site. So many names are there. Alright, so you should understand all the names, their meaning is same. Alright, you understood here? See here, that is the atoms you can see when they are arranged in any manner, it is being arranged, the atoms are arranged, see here. So you can see here the hole is created, you can see in the middle the hole is created between the 2 or 3 atoms which is being arranged. So this hole is otherwise known as vacant site or interstitial site. So when the atoms is missing from the lattice side and it is occupying the interstitial sites. Alright, so you might be wondering here, a big atom will be losing and it will be occupying this small space. No, just an example I have given you here. I am not showing you the exact diagram. How can you show the exact diagram? Because when the atoms are arranged in a particular solid, it is arranged in a 3-dimensional space, because solids are 3-dimensional, mind it. It is not 2-dimensional. A board is 2-dimensional in nature. Alright, so don't think a big atom can occupy a small space, such a small space, how it is possible. I am not showing you the exact diagram. How can I show you also? It is not possible also to show you in the diagram. But it just I am trying to make you understand that an atom is missing from here and it's occupying the vacant site here. So that is called as interstitial site, and that particular defect is known as what? Interstitial. What you can say? It is known as, yes, interstitial defect is known as. And it is taking place in what kind of solids? In non-ionic solids. Mind it. Got it now? So in this way you understood the 2 types of defects. One is your vacancy defect and another is your interstitial defect. You understood it. Alright, now we will come to the Schottky defect and the Frenkel defects. We can say that. Schottky. Now Schottky and Frenkel takes place in ionic solids. Schottky and Frenkel. Now what is Schottky defect? If in an ionic crystal of the type A plus B minus, let us say, any type, you can say X plus Y minus also, anything you can say that, of A plus B minus, equal number of cations and anions are missing from the lattice side. Alright, equal number of cations and anions, remember it, equal number, the ratio should remain the same, stoichiometric solid, understood? Equal number of cations and anions are missing from the lattice side, so that the electrical neutrality is maintained. That is also another important word. If suppose cations will be missing more, the negative charge is going to increase. If negative charge is going to miss more, the positive charge is going to increase. So electrical neutrality will not be there in that kind of solid. But here equal number of cations and anions are missing from the, what you can say, solid. And when equal number of cations and anions are missing from the solid, got it, the electrical neutrality is maintained, and hence that kind of solid is known as, what is that? It is known as, that type of defect is known as Schottky defect. Alright, that type of defect we can see in case of ionic crystal, and that is called as Schottky defect. Now I will explain you here. See here, look here. This is a particular solid. You can see it's a particular solid. I am drawing a particular diagram here. See here, a solid. Let us say A plus, I have taken A plus B minus, so A plus, then B minus, here it is A plus, it is B minus, it is A plus, then B minus and A plus. So suppose this A plus is missing and let us say this B minus is missing. If 1 A plus, then 1 B minus. If 2 A plus, then 2 B minus. So the ratio will remain the same. So if equal number of cations and anions are missing from the lattice side and electrical neutrality is being maintained, for example NaCl, KCl, or KNO3, K plus and O3 minus, NaCl means Na plus Cl minus, got it in this way, in case of ionic solids. Clear? So in this way, when equal number of cations and anions are missing from the solid, got it? Clear? Electrical neutrality is maintained, cations and anions. So that particular defect is called as Schottky defect. It is known as. Now, what are the conditions for this kind of defect? Remember it? The solid should have high coordination number. The solid should have. I'll tell you what's coordination number. And there should be a small difference in the size of cations and anions. The cations and anions, the difference in the size should not be much larger. It should be very small. So hence, just now I was saying you, the example was NaCl, it can be KCl, it can be KBr. Alright, KCl, it can be KBr. In this way, the difference between the size of the cations and anions should be smaller, we can say that. Clear? Then many you can take it. You can take CSCl, you can take LiF, this sort of solid. When the difference, you can make it your own examples also. No need to learn the examples. Try to understand. Period 2, period 3, or period 3, period 4. Alright, in this way, I am keeping in mind this particular thing and I am saying you the examples. Okay, so in this way, so NaCl, KCl, KBr, CSCl, LiF, AgBr, got it? So they are coming under what? Clear? AgBr, they are coming under Schottky defect, we can say that. Now, what I was saying you? Coordination number. What do you mean by coordination number? Coordination number means number of atoms attached to a particular, that is atom. Number of atoms which is attached to a given atom. We can say, suppose we are having a central atom here. How many atoms can be attached to a particular atom from all the sides? That is called as a coordination number. Got it? That is known as a coordination number. Number of atoms. Suppose one atom is there. Okay, atom is spherical. This atom is spherical here. So how many atoms can be on this particular side? How many atoms you can arrange which will be in contact with this particular atom? How many atoms of equal size, mind it, not different size. Here I have arranged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got it? So in this way, this is called as a coordination number. Now I can arrange here also some atoms at the top and also some atoms inside. I can arrange it. That is possible, no? Because what I said, a solid is three-dimensional, atom is three-dimensional, isn't it? A ball, let us say. Around the ball, how many similar kind of balls you can attach it? How many similar kind of balls you can attach around a particular ball? Suppose a small tennis ball you take it, and how many similar kind of balls you can attach it by the side so that you can cover the entire ball. So that is called as a coordination number. So it is known as the number of nearest neighbor attached to it. Coordination number is otherwise known as the number of nearest neighbor which is attached to it is otherwise called as a coordination number. Got it? So hence what you find is that it should have high coordination number. High means what should be the value? Now coordination number is basically 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Here I have done even odd number. I am saying this is an example, but it's not odd number, it's even number always. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So high means it will be either 10 and 12. We can say that. High coordination number. Okay. So this is about your Schottky defect, so to say. Next I will tell you Frenkel defect.